Do it. Do it. Anyway, I've not set up the stream properly. Hello, welcome everyone, and we're back for another stream. I'm not sure which number that is because it's been so long since we've done one. It's probably in the early teens. It might be 12. I'm going to have a look once I stop talking. Anyway, last week we didn't play. Week before that we didn't play. The last session was very dramatic. I think the only fair way of doing this is to do a very unbiased recap, and by doing this, we'll go to Feed Moon to start, and we might have to get some other witnesses to help out with the fairness.
Oh. Okay, so last time we started off with Casper having picked up this sword that was possessed by a demon who then possessed Casper through the sword. A fight ensued. Casper, or Demon Casper, made the decision to try and turn the party against each other, choosing the weakest willed member of the group to turn against us, and so easily did it. The name drop of a single sister turned his heart against everyone he knew, and he betrayed the group, attempting to kill Sir Steve's squire Tommy multiple times. He didn't just attack him once; he attacked him like 4 times. And Sir Steve desperately tried to defend Tommy, fighting Casper originally, but then quickly having to defend Tommy against this elf and his deadly blades. Eventually, Tommy's hamstrings were cut and he began crawling along the floor, attempting to escape the cave, attempting to retreat as quickly as he could. Sir Steve ran to him, grabbed him, was attempting to help bring him out of the cave when the elf suddenly threw off a knight that had pinned him down, got up and sprinted over to the other side of Tommy and stabbed his blade straight into Tommy's heart, killing him instantly. So Steve did not take this well and proceeded to attack the elf as needs be, but spared his life for the moment, turning his blade at the last second and knocking the elf out. That's what happened last time, I think. There was nothing really else happened. Oh, Casper escaped the cave. He left with the demon sword. The demon sword is possessing him still, kind of. But Randall let him run away for some reason.
That's by the by. That's water under a bridge, isn't it? That's very unbiased.
I
think that was quite accurate.
That's fairly quiet, fairly. But you didn't mention Randall at all, really, apart from letting him go. So, Prince, you must have saw something differently.
I would have said that Randall, being the strongest willed character of the group, was the only one willing to commit the mission as a whole, while the rest were floundering and trying to bicker between themselves very unnecessarily. Randall had one objective in mind. His best friend has turned into a demon. He's holding on to one of the most possessed, powerful items in this world that we know. So he had to get that away. Him and Hirsin did all they can to get the book out of his hands. Randall did everything to hold Casper off, and it was paining him every time he had to strike him. Seeing that Casper was trying to fight the demon inside, he was trying to fight alongside his brother one last time. Casper wasn't going to make it. Randall didn't want to let him go. While the other two were bickering over who killed who, or what was important, or whatever big dick competition they're having, Randall was the only one trying to stop his only friend from dying and leaving the group. That was completely unbiased. What do you reckon?
Yeah, that's pretty good, that one, to be fair. I'm just
very accurate.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'm just trying to set the stream up properly with a nice label.
I think what was out is the fact that myself and Ollie just masterfully planned and executed that possession. And it worked gloriously,
I mean, let's
if not surprisingly.
let's save the after action review, and let's just see what Damien saw, because Damien seemed to be a key part of this possession. Was Damien possessed as well?
Oh no, I'm dead.
You're dead.
That's my review. Uh, I see nothing but darkness.
you said nothing. You did. I don't remember anything personally. All I know is I've just set the stream up and realised the font I've changed to reads possessed but looks more like possessed.
There was one final detail actually. At the end of the session, the brother Sven was kneeling next to the saint, who has since healed. The dead saint that had been in the middle of the floor, who has since healed, and was coughing when the session ended. I believe he got out a single word, or a single phrase, which was,
Where's the sword?
Well, I'm sure we'll find out. I keep thinking Feed Moon's Batman t-shirt is actually the Wu-Tang Clan logo. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to mess with. Who's your favourite rapper in the Wu-Tang Clan?
I don't really listen to them.
Why are you wearing the t-shirt then?
Yeah. Just thought I'd look cool in the shop.
I like ODB. Anyway, Beta Annihilator, unless you have any final judgment to pass on last time's possession, over to you.
Yeah, no final judgments. I think all the judgments were dished out last session, and the final judgment will probably be dished out by Sir Steve on our good elven friend this session, and we'll find out the result of that. However, obviously, as Brandon mentioned, the saint had woken up as Randall entered back into the cave after failing to convince Casper to stay and see things out and stay together. And after a tearful goodbye, he came in to see the saint waking up and asking where the bloody sword was. And that's where we're going to kick things off with Sir Steve kind of standing over, obviously, our elven buddy. What are we going to call you now? Because you're not in any of your alter egos. Do we call you by your real name?
Right. Fuck it. Yeah, why not?
I mean,
or
we'll-
River for short. Yeah.
yeah. As for River, we'll. I mean, I'm sure that'll all be revealed. Everyone heard the demon saying the name, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will lead off with the saint waking up, and as you can see, he's no longer an icy body on the floor. He is there in his resplendent glory. Where the bloody hell is that sword? And he looks around. And who the bloody hell are you lot? Alright. Chatty lot, I see. Oh. And he kind of goes to stand up and has to fall back down a little bit. Brother Sven's kind of like, no, rest a little bit. And Sven looks to you, Randall, considering you probably look the person who is most sane right now, I would say, most within their collected thoughts.
Randall is the sanest he's ever been. As he enters the cave, he leans down to Hircine, wraps a cloth around the book that she's been holding onto tightly, and puts it away in his bag and throws his cloak back over him. He makes his way over to Brother Sven and the new saint, and he takes a knee alongside him. My gosh, you're alive. But Latarin, how can this be?
Oh, exactly that. By Latarin. um, the name's Ethelred. And who the bloody hell are you lot? Thanks for waking me up, by the way. Getting that sword out of me, but where is it?
Sword. Oh, Ethelred. I am Randall Wilder, and this is my friend, Brother Sven. We're here on a sacred mission to try and stop the most dire of cults. It has not been very successful so far, no matter how persistent we have been. The sword was wielded by one of our own, changed into a different form, into a different man, turned us against each other. We could not bring ourselves to defeat him, and out to the woodland he's gone. I fear we have failed, as he buries his head down low.
I would have been better off left dead than that sword running around. But you do realize that that sword contained one of the most powerful demons there is.
Well, after fighting it, I now realize that. But still, he was more than my brother in arms. I'm sorry I did not have it in me to slay him.
Well, let's hope the villagers that eventually get butchered by him think the same.
He's going to look up to the sky. Latarin, I have failed you. Forgive me.
Here, Saint puts a hand on your shoulder. Look, Latarin forgives you and all. I still think you're an idiot. But, okay. Now, who are the other two plonkers over there?
Well, I don't think you'll be two for much longer. The one on the floor, the elf, for whatever reason, possessed or not, took a knife to that knight's squire, and I think judgment is soon to be passed. And then I'm going to kind of stand back and let the camera pan over me to them.
Okay. I believe our elven friend is unconscious. Is our elven friend unconscious at this point? Is Andrew unconscious? Okay, yeah, you were knocked out. The attention is now on you, Sir Steve.
He just kneels down next to Tommy. He'll stretch out a hand and close his eyes. And just put a hand on the boy's shoulder. You, you did you did well, lad. I won't let your death go in pain to me. He just kneels there for a while because he was looking at Tommy as like a little brother at this point. Been traveling with them for months, training him. Almost ready to give him his knighthood. He was about to do it after this mission. He was about to become a knight. So he's just going to kneel there for a few minutes until someone interrupts him.
I'm would say after the awkward amount of silence, Randall will feel the need to interrupt him. He's going to come over and put a hand on Sir Steve. I'm sorry for your loss. He was a good man.
As much as I'd like to believe that apology, Randall, your words are like sand.
Believe it or not, it is sincere. I am truly sorry. What do you plan to do with the elf?
And yet, when this happened, Randall, the only words I heard from you after this happened was, "Stop your petty squabbling." After the elf had just killed Tommy,
We have all suffered loss throughout this quest. This mission has come first. I have lost family, I have lost friends, and sadly today we have lost another. We will mourn for him, we will. Randall will just stand beside you.
he almost looks like he's going to retort angrily, and then his face just drops the anger, and it's just sad again.
I'm going to walk over to the elf and just stand over him a little bit. Is he actually unconscious? He's not playing unconscious?
He is unconscious.
I take it you didn't kill Casper.
No. I couldn't bring myself to, Sir Steve. No matter what he became, he has always been a brother to me.
I'm surprised he chose to run.
I don't think that was Casper anymore. Or maybe running, well, maybe that was him. Giving us the best chance by getting away. But, as we've just proved, we should not be fighting each other. He, however, as he nods down to the elf, well, I think there's many vile words that can be said again about someone like him. Regardless of his reasons, possessed or not, the judgment is yours to pass. I will stand beside you, no matter what you decide. You have my agreement. It is you who have been offended.
Since we still don't know how to get through that door, nodding back at the door back there, could I? He looks around and sees all the other knights are dead. I would like to take Brother Sven to help me bury Tommy and deliver his last rites. There's no use leaving his body here or any of the other knights. Until we figure out a way through that door, we don't have anything to do.
Take your time. Would you like me to bound the elf? I'm not sure if he can still be trusted.
Nods his head. Yes.
As you mentioned getting through the door, you actually see Saint Ethelred very quickly, he's clearly recovered very quickly. He faster than you kind of notice, he reaches back, draws Brother Sven's sword from his side, and takes a very quick step back, pointing the sword at you. Did I just hear you want to get through that door?
Yes, Saint Ethelred. We're here to stop a cult of demonic worshippers from re-summoning a dark entity through this world, and they're on their way here with an army. Whatever's through that door, we have to move it.
We have to move it
Somewhere
from the
safe.
door that is impregnable. No army can breach that door.
Can magic breach that door?
No.
No magic.
Nothing shy of the gods themselves coming down and breach that door. I hold the one key that can get through it. It's what I came here to stop the demon from doing.
If
That-
I may, Saint, that key, as he holds it up, the cult are coming here to seek a vessel, as they know it. A vessel that will release this demonic presence. Perhaps that key is the vessel they believe it is. Perhaps that's what they're seeking.
The vessel is behind that door.
And you hold the key.
To get in there, yes. Without it, no one's getting through that door.
I turn to Sir Steve. We need to get that key away from here.
That would mean Ethelred would have to leave this place.
Well, that door may be impregnable. And you seem to be, well, different
He's-
kind of person. Obviously blessed by Lazarium. But I fear that even someone as powerful than you may not be able to take on the army that's approaching. We need to get yourself and that key away from here, so they cannot get their hands on that vessel, and they cannot release the horrors that they seek.
All right. What's your plan then? I mean, I don't even know what year this is.
I don't know what year it is.
It's the
No, I
year.
don't.
1999.
No, I think it's
2KY.
223. I think, isn't it? Something like that. It's something in 23. It follows our years.
Yeah. Yeah, 223 years.
It is, yeah. 223 as the calendar reads.
Don't trust me though.
I don't
I'm
know.
possessed.
Sorry. 223 what? Since when?
Brother Sven would be the best one to ask this question to. He would know how long you've been gone. He's of your order, Saint Ethelred.
Hello. Brother said, it's been just over 200 years for you. And the saint kind of lowers the sword, point just kind of sticking into the ground, the snow beneath. All right then. And he looks to you, Sir Steve. I want my bloody sword back.
I didn't know you were still alive, but of course, take it. It's of no use to me now.
He kind of flips the sword and throws it back to Sir Sven, and then holds his hand out to you.
I'll hand it to him. I'm not moving from where I am. He'll have to walk to me because he's still on the ground next to Tommy. I'll just take the sword out and hold it out to him.
What's your name?
Sir Stephen Oakwood of the Emerald Order.
All right. And who's this prisoner you've got? And what are you going to do with him? You just make your decision and make it quick. As you said, we need to get away from here.
I did bind him up with rope, by the way. He's hog-tied right now.
Looks down at him. He was our friend. He is an elf by many, many names. I'm not sure which one is his real one. But while you were unconscious and we fought the demon, he turned him against us, promising information on his sister or something.
Okay.
And he killed
Well-
my squire.
Well, have you spoken to him?
No. Not yet.
Well, bloody well do it then. Anyway.
Don't
Yes.
possess the ability to awake the, well, unconscious. Don't regularly carry bats
He
on
just
them.
walks up and slaps it.
The saint just pulls him up, slaps him a couple of times around the face, and yeah, Answer, you find yourself like shaken, like your eyes like blinking as you come back into consciousness, and he just lets him fall back to the ground. There he is. He's awake. Bloody hell! I'll need a drink. And he goes, sits next to Brother Sven and takes Brother Sven's water skin to have a drink from.
I guess I'm now looking down at the now conscious elf.
You are.
Oh. Okay.
And the elf sort of looks at, like, takes a moment to catch his bearings, sort of feels the ropes, looks up at Steve, looking down at him. I'm still alive. That's a surprise.
Knew I wouldn't kill someone without a weapon in their hand, elf. Don't give me that.
Thought it, but I didn't actually think, with how angry you were, you would do the deed.
I almost
Not like
did.
I don't deserve it.
I almost broke my own code. But not yet. You know, I thought of you as a friend, Damien. You know, Tommy looked up to you as well. Always remarked about how stealthy you were and how good you were at hiding. Might be dishonorable, but you were good at it. No information. No, nothing it said to you could have been worth what you did.
I'll
I
be
know.
frank.
Mm,
Do I regret what I did? I regret many things, sure. I don't think if I was given a second chance, my actions would change. Just one person I put above all else.
your sister. You know, you should have known by now, if you had come to me, that you were, why you were doing this. I would have promised to help you, uh, to aid you in finding your sister or what happened to her. You had to have known this. We were friends. I would have asked people in the Emerald Order to keep an ear out for her name, for any information.
Old habits are hard to break. I have not been myself in a long, long time.
I would. I, I would spare your life, but we simply don't have the manpower to do so. I'd send you back to the Golden Valley in chains, to be imprisoned there among your kind, to let them know what you've done. But we don't have anyone to send back. Although you might be in luck, because it appears we're leaving this place. As much as I think it is, I still don't know what to do. I spare you, I spit on Tommy's spirit, his honor, where he was in life, where he was going to be. But I kill you, that's an easy way out for you. You could spend hundreds of years imprisoned, chained up, knowing exactly what you did. Only you couldn't go and save your sister because of the actions you took. And the worst bit is, if you had held on and not killed him for a few more seconds, Casper managed to gain control while you were unconscious, and he told us where your sister is. Told us exactly where she is right now.
You see his demeanor change at that.
Yet,
She's alive.
oh, yes, held prisoner, in fact. But that location I will not share with you. Because I know the second you find out, you'll take your briefest second to escape, run, and try to save her. I'm afraid that is not where life is going to lead you. Life. Old. No. Now, if we head in that direction, I will attempt to save your sister. I will not begrudge an innocent person of that. Your sister, as far as I'm aware, has done nothing correct. Wait. Perhaps we should hear your story before any judgment is passed about what happened to your sister, Elf. I want the truth. Oh, no more deceit, no more lies, no more Nickums, Damiens, whatever. I want the truth from you. I deserve that much, at least. Tommy deserves that.
Truth. A weird word, but sure. I guess this is the first time meeting, so. Antivaveo. Zeo, sorry. That is my name. Spy. Assassin. Soldier. chameleon, being whatever I need to be for whoever I'm working for. I knew it was not safe for me to be known. My family was practically wiped out when I was young, leaving just me and my sister. She's not the healthiest person, but we needed money to get by, obviously. So I began work, sending any gotten gains that I got to her. Medication is not cheap. I gathered information for all kinds of people that were willing to pay for it. Little did I know that some of that information would in turn put my sister in danger. And she was taken. Taken by Lord and Lady Elwyn. So I created the new disguise, Theodore. One that would fit the profile of what they were looking for. And they kidnapped me. And I began gathering information as best as I could, undergoing their torturous games. And then we were stopped along the road by an interesting group of individuals. And I think you know the story from there. I'm not innocent by any means. There's a lot of blood on my hand. She, however, she doesn't deserve what she's going through, what she's had to go through. Cast your blame on me as much as you want. Send me to prison for all I care. She deserves better. She deserves a better brother than me.
I would like to say that was almost a touching story, except it really just boils down to a tragic accident or tragedy that happened when you were younger. And then you decided to take up the blade as an informant and an assassin, which ultimately led to your sister being targeted. So your own actions are what caused this. And you thought her dead this whole time. When we first met, we asked you, why you were against Lady Elwyn and Lord Elwyn. And you said they took something from you. It was your sister's life, or so you believed. Worthy reason to turn against Lord and Lady Elwyn, but ultimately I believe you've said it yourself. You have too much blood on your hands. You lack honor, and your soul itself has been corrupted, my. I'm sure if your sister seen you now, she would not even recognize you. That, that in itself might be for the best. I will not pass judgment here in this cave. I will not have another person die in this cave. Looks down at Tommy, looks at the knights around the room. I will think on it as we descend the mountain. I really don't want to be an executioner. Perhaps I will see if your God damn it. Names. What the fuck is the name of the Elven captain?
Who?
The
Captain
Elven
Elven?
Captain Elven. Thank you. I will see if Captain Elrond will put you down if that is what I end up deciding. I'm sure you'd rather someone of your own kind to do it. As little as you deserve. And he's going to stand up. And he's just going to pick up Tommy's body and start carrying it outside. Looking back at the others just at the cave mouth, just like, I think we have made a decision. And I think it's time we left.
And this one? Points to the elf. The same.
Bring him with us down the mountain at least. There's a small village down there. We have an elven retinue as well. If he is to die, which I will decide as we descend, then it will be by elven hands, not mine. I'll not dirty my blade with his blood.
The snake kind of looks at you a little bit. Ugh. He killed your squire. It's your decision to make. You can't pass it on to anyone else. For now, though, we're going down the mountain. He looks to you, elf. Can I trust you not to run or stab anyone else?
You have my word.
All right. And he just whips his sword and slices your bonds. Come on then. Let's take a stroll.
sort of taking
Well,
a moment.
those two was having their little chat. How was? I'm going to check on Rachel and the other squire. Using that word lightly.
Yeah, the other squire is extremely traumatized. Like, he was traumatized before you even got to the cave, and now he just watched two of his mentors butchered, the knights. One of them turned evil. And he watched another squire also get killed. Yeah, he's going to be having some PTSD, bad dreams for the rest of his life.
I'm gonna offer him some reassurance during it, and I'm just gonna do like a quick little speech while that was going on, which was what you saw was battle at its brutal form. He's lost some of his brothers in arms, but he is welcome with us. We will continue to keep him safe for as long as he is with us.
Yeah, he's at that point where it doesn't really take in the words you're saying. He's still got that kind of like glassy-eyed look on his face at this point.
All right, get him to a pub. He'll be fine.
Rachel's looking a little bit shaken up, and she kind of like asks after Casper, like, so what happened to Casper? Where did he go?
That thing that ran out of here is no longer Casper. Whatever becomes of that monster, sadly to us, Casper is now gone forever. We have to move on. The mission cannot falter. But thank you for your help, Rachel. You've proved yourself completely invaluable. I will always be in your debt for what you did saving us on that cliffside.
I don't even know what I did, but you're welcome.
Yeah. Small bit of reassurance, and then team up with the rest, and down we go.
All right, yeah. You head down the mountain, a pittance of what went up. You'd lost pretty much all of the knights you went up with, all but one of the squires. Um, even the single levy that followed you up fell to Casper's possessed blade as well.
Could we try and collect those knights that we left on the mountain and the squires if they're still there? Like, we had tied up one of them and like two others had stayed behind as well.
The two that stayed behind are nowhere to be seen. The one that you tied up is kind of like I said at the end of last session, like the mountains changed from when you went in. It's like the fog has cleared. The stone is almost normal again. It's gone from that kind of like almost like deep, dark, purpley sort of rock to a kind of normal, like grey rock mixed with the light brown of a standard mountain, and the path down is a lot clearer. But as you get down to where you would expect, like where you left him on your journey, you do find the hog-tied knight that was raving and trying to run back. He's just kind of laying curled up on the floor, kind of weeping at this point.
I don't know if I really have time to deal with him. I'm just trying to get down on it. So Steve will walk over, and like he's got Tommy basically over one shoulder carrying him. He'll squat down next to the knight, one hand on his shoulder. It's over now. He's just gonna try and shake him, see if he will get up.
Kind of like he looks at you, and there is more clarity in his eyes than when you like tied him up, and he's not like raving, but he is like he's tears streaming down his face, and he kind of looks to you as, it's not over. Still there in my head. I can't get it out. I can walk though. I can walk.
All things fade with time. My comrade, it will be like a bad dream one day. It will fade. It might be months, could be years from now, but you will forget whatever you see. Or at least, I hope so. And he'll pull out his own sword and slash his palms so he can walk.
Okay. And he does. He slowly he trudges behind you. Not quite a walk, but he does. He barely manages to keep up, but he's there. And yeah. So you managed to pick up one of the knights. And you make your way down. The now valley is clear, and you find yourselves at the coming towards the camp that has been set up now, near the valley's entrance. And as you approach, you notice that there's more people there than you remember leaving behind. You left behind the group of keepers of the solstice behind. You know, you got your boars, your two jimmies. You've got who else did you have? Keith, J. Ron, and Josiah, all there. And they've kind of like set up a very rudimentary camp and barricade. But there appears to be another like cart there with an extra 4 people. Like there's more people than you would that you remember leaving. And as you approach, Boars kind of runs up. Guys. And he looks to the lot of you. Hey, what the bloody hell happened? Casper came running through here not that long ago. He just told us to fuck off and leave him alone and get out of his way. And well, I didn't really want to get in his way at that point, so we just let him go. There was a fire in his eyes, I won't lie. And then, I mean, you guys have been up there for, a day and a half. And then these fuckers turned up. I mean, they turned up before Casper came running through, but they said they're looking for the Keepers of the Solstice. And I was like, well, Casper's the guy to speak to. So when he came running down, I was like, hey, here's Casper, he'll tell you all. No, No, he won't. He won't tell you anything about him. So I'm glad you guys are here because they're asking questions and I don't really know how to answer them. Something about bad things, evil things going on in his town and looking for help. I said we were a bit busy, but he wouldn't take no for answer. So I'll come introduce you if you're in the mood.
Sir Steve's not in the mood. Randall steps forward. Oh, what you saw run past you might have looked like Casper. I can assure you now, Casper is long gone.
No,
That
it
was-
was definitely Casper.
No, that was Casper possessed. The man we know as Casper has fallen. The demonic presence inside of his body has consumed him.
So why didn't he kill me?
Because Casper's doing all he can to keep it at bay. He did the
Casper's
right
not-
thing. Casper will be gone. Casper is
I'm
go.
I'm really confused,
We will
Randall.
go for present tense and say Casper is going.
I know he's going. He ran past me.
And he's not coming back, boss.
Oh.
These
I
men,
missed it.
why do they seek us? Lead me to them.
I come. And he, as you walk, he leading you off. He kind of like points back at the sign. Like, who's the new guy? Is he not a demon? Because I mean, you went up there.
He was dead, but he's not dead. He was killed. He had a sword in his heart, and the sword came out, and he was alive. And Casper took the sword, and now this guy's alive. He's 200 years old, and I think he's a saint, and he's here to help us. And all I know
Aye.
is that
Randall.
what went on in the cave. We should probably stay in the cave.
Randall,
might-
forget
Don't say anything about you know who on somebody's shoulder.
And he looks back. Oh.
Just don't get involved.
Should I get a shovel?
Just toss him in the trash.
So
Just discreetly bring one over when the time seems right.
Hey, I'll lead you over and then I'll get one out the car.
Thank you for maintaining order in our absence.
I don't know about that, but we've got a rudimentary barrier here at least with the cats and harrows and stuff. Anyway,
When you're ready, start getting the men ready to move. I don't think we'll be staying too long. Who knows when that army will be approaching.
okay.
Ready for camp. And I'm gonna go over to meet these people.
He leads you over and is Randall, I'd like you to introduce you to was it Lord? Or I don't know, Tiberius Reign. And Tiberius, this is Randall, he's your next best man after Casper who running past.
Hang on, my dreary little chap. I'm halfway through a story. I'll come back to you, okay? So he leans back round, talking to the other camp members he's got cornered. So as I was saying, I was married once. Lady Ingrid Hargrave. Foul woman, sour personality. Big teeth. Anyway, we were travelling home to Everspire, when we saw a dairy farm, naturally. We got thirsty. Long story short, rode into the milking hall. The 5 milkmaids there yelled and yelled. Hang on, I'm getting to the good bit, you'll love this. They yelled, "You can't bring that in here!" Yada yada yada. No horses. I looked at her, looked at them. I told them she's a bit long in the face, but that's a bit harsh. Anyway, long story short, I shagged every single one of them. Marriage didn't last. Anyway, what can I do for you, my...
Bors with his like eyebrow raised as if to say, "Is this guy for real?"
I turn round to Randall. What can I do for you, my dreary-looking man?
Well, I believe it is us that you are after. You're seeking us out, are you not? I am Randall Wider, part of
Randall!
the keepers of the sun.
Brilliant to meet you, my little chap. And I go shake his hand very vigorously.
I reciprocate.
Now, I've heard a lot of stories about you. I've been travelling up north in your wake, it seems. You're part of some sort of culture crew known as the Keepers of Solace. Am I correct?
Indeed.
Well, if the stories I've been hearing from the villagers are true, then I'm going to need your help. Got a terrible spot of business going on in Everspire. And, to be honest, I'm at my wit's end with it.
Well, I think you might have catched us at a bit of an unfortunate time.
No,
The man who ran past was sadly part of the group, and we have lost too many. We're on a very righteous crusade at the moment, and I'm sure whatever ails you seems important. So, if it's important enough to stop our quest immediately, and it's relevant to what we're up to, I will consider your offer.
I should say so. I mean, if you really think about it, all the Green March could be at stake.
You have my attention.
Well, come. Let's walk over here to this small little opening in the forest and take a seat on these nice looking rocks, shall we?
That's a very, I will choose the stump, which is higher as a position of power.
Damn it, he knows all the tricks, he even moves.
I know your games.
I'm like leaning over like a hand on your lower back. So, what did you say your name was again?
Randall.
Randall
Wilder.
Randall Wilder.
But you say you know this already.
Yes.
You've heard of our adventures, have you?
Yes, of course I have. How can I not? I've heard of we had a witch. They took care of her. We were plagued by a werewolf. They took care of him. We were in battle with the great beasts of the north. And then the Keepers of Solace charged out into the fray and defeated their boss, their leader. So, am I right? Are you the guys that can help me?
I don't know what sort of bards have been embellishing our stories, but you're making it out that we're warriors for hire. We are.
You seem to be warriors against something.
The solstice. We are here to keep the peace in Green March protected. It's evil we fight. So what evil ails you?
Well, I've been away for some time, and yeah. Have you met Ural? No? I point over to a elf with a large-looking raven sitting on like a perch on his shoulder. He.
This is our first greetings, and you again, Lord. You said.
I'm no lord. That's my father. Well, not lord. He's a baron. But let's not get bogged down with who's related to who. That comes later. No, that's Ural over there.
What shall I call you then? What shall I call you then, non-lord?
You can call me Tiberius.
Tiberius.
Yes. Tiberius Rain. But anyway, that's Ural. Good man. Talk to him if you ever want any hunting tricks. He could shoot a pigeon from 1,000 yards, I guess. Don't know why they hunt pigeons.
I do not need tips on hunting pigeons.
Okay, well, each their own. He's a nice guy if you just want a lovely little chat. Anyway, so I've been out with Ural's folks over in the far east. Great people. If you ever get a chance, go to Lazarium. It's brilliant. Got dinosaurs. Rode one. Shagged a woman on one. And let's not get into that yet. Anyway, so I return home with Ural. There's Aaron. Have you met Aaron yet? He's actually cooking up some elven food. He's not elven, but he's a good cook. I go over with Aaron, Ural, we come home, and Everspire's changed. It's not the same, it's not the beautiful fishing village, it's not the beautiful farming village, it's turned into some industrial wasteland. They're building textiles, they're building clothes and exporting them to the capital. That's not what we're about. Anyway, I start asking questions. Suddenly, in the middle of the night, I'm getting people standing around my bed wearing robes, chanting things. I thought, hey, I must have run into you in the bar last night and got a little drunk. Then they start pulling out knives. I'm not into that. That's not my dig. I said no. And they started trying to hold me down. I thought, okay, maybe I could be into this. And then they really started going for me. I lashed out. I thought, hey, I'm off. I got out of there. Anyway, fleeing into the woods, managed to get Aaron, get Ural, and for some reason John Harris, the local town attorney, he came to. He looked a bit scared, actually. He was hiding in a cupboard. Might have been watching. But that's between him and everyone else. Anyway, we run off into the woods, and they've got a whole sort of ritual going on around some stones. We watched for a little bit, and then they started pulling people out, and stabbing them, ripping their hearts out. Chanting something I didn't even understand. This never happened when I was back home. So, we escape again, wait till morning. I then try and see my father. Suddenly I'm told I can't see him. He's off limits. People make excuses. And I get the feeling someone's out to get me. So, I can read people, me. At this point, I'd say, okay, clearly not safe here. I'll go send word to my brother. My brother's been sent off north. Okay, I'll send word to my sister. She's been sent down south. I've got no contact with them. So I thought, hey, not safe for me. I'll head north, find my brother. Then I started hearing stories about you guys. You deal with this thing all the time, from the sounds of it. So, Randall, Lord of the Keepers of Solace, tell me, can you help me free Everspire? Because, frankly, if my father falls to them, which it sounds like he has, I guess the Marquis's next, because he's only next door.
Randall just had the most blankest expression with the cloak covering half his face while you were telling that, and he goes, Tibers, I do not care for your exaggerated escapades, but you do seem to have a bit of a cultish problem, and cults are our speciality. Right now, I could do with getting as far away as these damned mountains that have forsaken my lot.
That's good, we're bloody miles away down to the south, come on.
I'll tell you what, we need a few services in return. Where we're going next may be quite unknown lands to us. We find that all of the Shire seem to be plagued by the cults, and we might have to resort to our elven friends soon. You are quite well versed with the lands of Tenerife, you say?
Yes, I've done a grand tour there for the last 2 years, really. That's where I met Uriel. He's a soul singer from.
Of course, I'm sure he is. Well,
I wouldn't fob that off. They'll get highly offended if you take piss out of that.
let my people mourn for the loss we experienced on the mountains. When we are ready, I will speak to them, and we will see if we're willing to help.
Well,
On the pretense that you are going to reciprocate the favor when the time comes, as I believe we need to seek aid in a place that we know not.
of course, you help free Everspire, and House Rain is at your disposal, my friend.
As he stands up, sadly the cult targets people in high power, and by the sounds of it, your father has been taken by them. Fear not, this is something that we handle, well, a few too many times. But if at any point we are in danger, and it gets too deep, the safety of my lot, it always comes first.
Well, once you go to Everspire, you'll fall in love with the place. I don't think you'll want to abandon it.
You're not selling it to me with this capitalism and over there.
Oh, it's changed. But we'll go back. We'll go back to the fishing village. It's brilliant, honestly. Yes.
Once again, let my camp ready themselves, let my people mourn. I'll have a chat with them when the time comes.
Good man, good man. I patted you on the shoulder and I stand up. And looking at Tiberius, you realise he's young. He's 24. He's got dark brown hair, but it's kind of gone blonde in the sunlight where he's been outside a lot. He's got green eyes.
Randall's going to pull out one of his pigskins of slightly stronger liqueur, and he's going to pour a bit for you and me.
He takes your swig, and he gives a little cheeky smile, and he's insultingly handsome. You feel offended looking at him.
I felt offended from the first syllable he said, but that's different.
Randall, I think you and
He's-
I are going to be good friends. As he takes a swig of your... Oh God, what the hell is this?
That is moonshine.
Yes, quite.
Well, I'm afraid I'm not quite ready to use that word. Friends are few and far between, and sadly too easy to fall. We will accompany each other, perhaps.
As you're talking, like, Typus is like, he takes a quick swig and like chucks the rest of the cup out.
Randall's expression has not changed once during this. It's had a very still motion. It's not ever gone to a grin. It's not ever gone to a chuckle. Almost somber in the way in which he's come across.
Aaron, and like a large man turned around. Yeah, boss. Get some of that southeastern Phalian. Yeah, the 150 bottle. That's it, the strong stuff.
As you're
The red.
saying this, Randall pours himself another shot of moonshine and goes, I'll leave you to your drinking. I'll retire to my men.
No,
We'll
you got to
return
try
when we've
this.
made our decision.
You got to try this. This will sort your mood right out.
And while you are getting waylaid with very fancy drinks,
No, Randall retired. He declines his request.
Oh well, bottoms up. Typus downs 2 glasses.
Randall finishes his moonshine and makes his way back to Boars and the rest.
yeah, Bors is currently approaching Sir Steve after getting a sort of good old shovel out of the. Out of
Don't
one of
mention
the
the squire, eh?
he just walks up to Steve and he's got 2 shovels. Hey, Sir Steve, do you want a hand?
I'd say no. I would like to do it myself, but I believe time might be of. What time of day is it? We've been gone a day now. Huh?
So you've been gone about a day and a half. So you went up about morning. So
It's about midday.
yeah.
We wouldn't get much distance even if we left now, so. No, I'll do it myself. But thanks for the offer.
He hands you one of the shovels.
We'll
Hey.
take it. You
Well,
you did
would you mind? I'll be up here.
you didn't notice a graveyard when we came into this small village, did you?
Aye, there was, but I see the village is still a walk away.
I've got my horse. I'd rather bury him in a marked grave rather than just somewhere here. At least then his family could come and visit the grave if they ever should wish.
I mean, up to you. It's peaceful in this valley, though.
It is peaceful. Yes.
Hey, take a moment. You don't look like you've rested at all.
No rest for the wicked, I'm afraid. Also,
He kind of. He's still holding onto the shovel after kind of handing it to you. No, you need to rest. Sit down. Take a moment.
all right. Well, if you could do me one favor, keep an eye on that elf.
I won't ask, but I'll do it.
And he'll sit down and take a moment then to catch his breath.
Alright.
So after a moment, unless Randall wants to do anything in the meantime.
No. I had a really evil thought, but I don't think I want to commit to it.
Okay,
If
that's
it was what?
worrying.
If it was what? If it
Ominous.
was what I thought was, that would have been interesting.
What? I don't know because it'd be very out of character, but it'd be a great thing.
Oh, stay in character. And Answer, anything you would like to do? Obviously, your bounds are free. Currently, you're probably walking with Saint Ethelred and brother Sven. Probably they're probably just keeping an eye on you at least.
No, not really. I think, yeah. I think he just mainly stays silent. Um, and like, yeah, kind of just remains silent unless spoken to, and does not do any like shady actions or uh I think too he would have uh handed his daggers over to the saint.
Okay.
Um
Right.
and yeah, just yeah, he's probably just lost in thought at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, one of the follow like your group would have like come over. Heath, you bonded with him over on the battlefield when he carried you after you got severely injured. Um, he kind of comes over. He's got like a little pot of stew that's been bubbling on the campfire, and hands you the little pot to eat. But he knows you. He doesn't. You don't like to talk too much anyway, so he just gives you a little pat on the back and eat. It's good.
yeah, right. Thanks, Keith. Um, is everything good with you lot?
Uneventful. Scouts keep coming back, giving us reports. Other than that, we've been relaxing.
Uneventful is good.
Things look
Uh,
rough up there.
Sort of glancing over to wherever Sir Steve and Tommy are, um, there's just like a solemn look and just a short nod in response. A lot happening.
Well, eat first, talk later.
Yeah. Thanks.
He gives you another little slap on the back, which from Keith is always a little harder than
Yeah, and
he
being
probably
on
intends.
like, I'm still on like 0 hit points, so like, like technically.
And as you guys are kind of like coming to the end of your little rest period, um, two elven scouts come riding up. Um, where, where are they? And he kind of like looks over at obviously, probably sees Randall, Sir Steve. Randall, Sir Steve. They're like very out of breath, even from riding. Even um, we have a problem.
What is the problem?
That there's a group coming from the west. They look some member of the other group. Mixture of mercenaries. There's a rabble with them. They took down one of our scouts before they got away. The rest are on their way. They've rounded up the men from the village. They've told the villagers to get in cover, but they're coming this way now. We don't know what you want to do.
How far away are they?
Long. They're some on horse, some on mount, some on foot. It's hard to tell. Hours, maybe.
How many of them?
They might more than we have. If they catch us in the open, I do not fancy our chances.
Randall just spins round. Oars! Ready to men. We're leaving.
We're leaving.
Now, we're leaving.
Where are we going?
I look across the field to the to the new person who's acquainted us. Well, I think we might be going to Everspire.
Oh, brilliant. Cracking. Aaron, wake up. And I kick my chef. We're going home, Aaron.
The elf looks to you. Did you not hear what I said? They are hours away. They have more numbers. They can catch us in the open. What are we going to do?
Excuse me, who are you talking about?
We are being
There's
hunted by a large force. They are within the hours of the ride. They will outnumber us before we even know it. We
Brilliant.
either make our last stand here, or we flee for our lives to fight another day. We might not even make it that day.
I wasn't keen on making a last stand.
Captain Elleran actually rides in. What is the decision?
I turn to Sir Steve. Well, fight or flight.
My scouts say they are mostly mounted. They have a rabble running alongside. They caught scent. They know where we are.
There is very little we can do here. We can't win the fight, not without ambushing them at best. Most of our men are mounted. We need wide open area to try and fight them, but if they outnumber us, we won't win. Our food supplies will not last us till all the way back to Wolf's Watch.
We will have to fight someplace then.
North. We must move
North
them.
where? They would cut us off.
We won't make it to the general in time. It's too many days' ride.
If we head north, they are cutting across on the west. I mean, well, if we move fast and leave the carts behind, we might be able to leave them, and hopefully they cut in behind thinking we are still in the valley. But that is by chance.
Have you tried talking to these people?
There is no talking to the cult. These are the same people who are currently holding your father prisoner.
He just said
There is no
Emerald Order.
talking to them. They are not Emerald.
They killed one of my scouts as well.
They are far from Emerald Order. They are manipulated into fighting for a cause they know not. They're here to cause nothing but blind rage and murder upon us all if they find us.
Can you not turn them into the light? You seem like persuasive young guys.
It's not possible with this. They are following the orders of their leader, who is also under the control of the cult.
Well, I think we should leave. Aaron, pack up the wagon. You're ill.
How many days to Everspire, Tiberius?
Oh,
That
weeks.
will take us weeks.
But I mean,
I'm at
It's over a
south.
month.
that's south, and that'll take weeks. But I mean, hey, there'll be friendly villages along the way. I've met a few friendly people. Well, actually,
We would. The issue we have is we'd have to go all the way back through the pass, and cross that river that we got stuck at before. You could always use the bridge, but it will slow us down getting there. No, somebody must remain behind to stop them, or to buy the rest time. I don't think we win this fight. Not by ourselves. Well, he looks at St. Ethelred. As many men as he might be worth in a fight, we cannot risk leaving him here.
He's the one they want. What he possesses will give them entry into the vessel. We must protect the Saint at all costs. We need to get him as far away from here as possible.
The Saint walks over. My ears were getting hot. You talking about me?
Remember that cult we mentioned, St. Ethelred? The army that we mentioned was on its way here.
Oh yeah.
They are hours away. They have more number than we do. At the moment, we're deciding whether to flee, albeit they will most likely catch us, or whether to stay and attempt some type of fight.
Well, so Steve, perhaps we could do both. I look to the elf. Perhaps redemption is possible.
I will not allow that elf to leave.
If he was
No
standing
redemption.
beside his men, I turn to the elves. I have no right of control over you, but you could buy us valuable time. If the elven warriors was to stay and buy us time, we can flee in the direction we need to.
I will not leave more men behind to be butchered. If they stay behind, I stay with them.
So your options are to flee or to fight?
Unless you can think of a third.
No, those are your only options. But, I mean, we've got smaller numbers. Find somewhere where they've got a funnel in, maybe. Use terrain to our advantage. I don't know. I've been asleep for freaking 200 years.
have you?
Yeah, Tiberius, Saint Tiberius.
Oh,
Our
pleasure to meet you.
our
My
best
name's not
option.
Saint. My name is Ethelred.
Ethelred,
But for some
Tiberius
bloody
Tiberius.
reason, they tried to call me some bloody saint.
Can I just interject? This is brilliant. Good conversation, all of you. Good ideas. It sounds like they've been riding hard to get to you. Are we not all fresh? That gives us some sort of advantage, surely.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. There's two places we could fight them where it would be easier. We head to the river, we ford it, and as they try to cross, we can obviously cut them down, or the bridge that we all crossed. He points at the elves. We could hold the bridge. It's narrow, they can only fit so many men across it at once. And if we have superior archers on our side, looking around at the elves, we might be able to hold them there. Or best, fight them to a standstill.
That's a strong might. Be better off destroying the bridge after we had crossed.
Was
We
the
need
bridge
to
made
put
of
as much
stone?
distance between us.
Yeah, it wasn't made of stone.
Yeah.
I look around
It's
to my wagon. John, come up here. And the old man in his robe comes lumbering up. John, surely we've got some sort of legal recourse on this. John looks up, big thick glasses. Tiberius, the law's not going to protect you from a murderous mob. Right, John, thanks for the help. You go get your things packed up. Yeah, guys, we're
Randall's
stuffed on
gonna
the
turn
legal
to
front.
Tiberius. Well, I hope he's not Owly.
No. I think he's like an interned slave or something.
How wide was the valley entrance, Ben?
The valley entrance is fairly wide, but there are parts of the valley like nearer to, because you're not actually in the very entrance to the valley. Um, but there were parts where it narrowed. There's also obviously like steep bits of the um, like valley sides that obviously go up and narrow towards the mountainside. Um, so yeah, there's loads of parts that you would maybe think are defensible. Even where
Yeah.
you're camped right now is in like a little kind of um, like pass between two shallow cliffs. That's where their like boars set up the carts as a little a very rudimentary barricade. Um,
But numbers wise, what are we now? We've just lost X amount on the mountain. We've just lost X amount of people on the scout. They're going to be in the
I
hundreds.
You have, um, if all the levies make it, 'cause you've got about 15 levies left. You've got 40 elven cavalry left still.
We lost,
Yeah.
Um,
we lost some in the village because we left them labouring, didn't we?
That was the
yeah, no,
difference.
the elves said they let them know and told them to come start moving towards you guys.
Okay.
They've warned the villagers. They told the villagers to start moving
And
and getting safe.
how many men did the scout roughly predict or see?
Um, well, they didn't stop. Obviously, one of their scouts died, so they didn't really get the full scouting lowdown. But
Yeah.
like I say, you've got about 68 men
And
total.
if he thinks we're outnumbered from the few that he's seen, not knowing the reinforcements that's behind, we're not outnumbered. We're heavily outnumbered. You could find a fortress. I tell you what, you're only holding that for so long. They could encircle us for 5 days. Said it yourself, we don't have the food.
Why did we
They
split
can
up?
do what they well, you can go your own way if you need to, Tiberius. It's been nice meeting you.
See you later, guys. You cover the rear.
But I tell you now, after all we've lost, I've not fallen now. This crusade is about stopping this cult. We're not in numbers. We have the saint, we have the book. We need to get away from here, away from danger.
You've got Tiberius reign.
I am not about my pride, Sir Steve. I'm not about the knightly way of fighting. We have to stop this cult. And if the cost is we flee, we might run, let them call us names. I don't care. We will
It's
fight
not
another
about-
day.
Randall, it is not about them calling us names. They could catch us.
Well, it looks
If they
like
catch us, we're dead.
you look like you have the healthier horses, from the sounds of it.
We do, but we also have carts and people who are on foot.
We leave the carts. The carts are only to slow us down.
We've got more men on foot. Are we leaving them behind?
That
What, the
is
levies? The levies
Yep.
the levies can stay with the farmers. That's where they belong.
Get butchered, would we not?
They're not after them, they're after us. They do not know of their allegiance. I will not let
Butchered my-
the saint, as he points in, I will not let the saint and all he stands for and his key fall into their hands.
How big was the village? About 100 people, 200 people?
Yeah, probably about 100 people.
Yeah, it's not enough ready. They're able-bodied. There'd probably only be about 35 men out of the 100 that would be able to fight. And even then, trained, there's probably zero, maybe two.
If you want to fight, then we will fight. But as always, Sir Steve, if it comes between them and the book and him, I will not stay there to the last breath, to the last man. I will get us out of there. We will stand there and watch the bloodshed happen. But we must see this through.
I would offer to stay behind myself, but I don't think there's much I could do. Perhaps talk to perhaps somehow get an audience with Sir Theodore, but I can buy us minutes at best. That's only if I got an audience with him.
All you need is to see him face to face. You strike him down, you've done more damage to the cult than we've done in a very long time.
I don't think it will be. I strike him down, he becomes a martyr. Anyone who did believe in his cause and believed in following him will no longer believe the word when they get back that he is, lost all his powers. Lost his knighthood. No. That won't do. We can't run, we can't fight. Surrender isn't really an option either. Hit and run won't work. Well,
Sounds like we're fucked either way.
the best course of action I can imagine is to leave the levies with the wagons, send them back, and they can head back to Wolfshire with the food they have left, scavenge what they can, take what food they'll spare here and leave, and us ride north and hope, beyond hope, that the general is up there, still sieging that city.
To what? Be involved in another war? It's not bringing us any steps closer to stopping this cult.
It gives us more men to put at our back.
But then won't we have men at our front and men at our back in terms of enemies?
Yes, but it also brings the problem of if they march there and they see a second Emerald Order army, I don't imagine Tito would attack them, though.
How do they know you're actually here?
We've all come to the same destination. They knew
And
we
they
were
have-
coming as much as we knew they were going to be here.
Do they know what he looks like? And I point at the saint.
I do not know if they know of his existence.
Can't he
I
just,
can't be certain of that.
can't he just head off and pretend he's a peasant?
I can do that.
If you
So
need
if you're-
help with a disguise,
Oh, you're a creepy
If
little
you
elf.
guys are staying,
I didn't know you
Right.
spoke.
if you guys are staying and fighting, I'm not going though.
I'll go with you. You can be a...
Hey. Yeah. Oh, he folds his arms across his chest like.
I'm not leaving anyone. I've only just met you guys, but that's not what I do.
I just met you and I already love you.
I turn back to Sir Steve. We're wasting time. It's
I
fight
know.
or flight.
And we have two things on us that we can't let them get. What he has and what you have.
I tell you now, I will keep that as far away from him as I can. I will not stay there to the end. I do not want to watch everyone die. I will stand as long as I can. But me and him, with what we have to get out of here. If the worst was to happen.
What's down that pass you just came from?
Mountain.
Is there any other way out of that?
Not without climbing the rest of them.
Yoro, why don't you send Pavi up over the mountain, see if there's any other paths? And my elven soul singer, don't laugh at him. He's large, he's got Pavi, his green king talon falcon, takes to the sky and flies off towards the mountain.
Randall just mutters to himself. Birds are gay.
I
Mammals
Okay,
are better.
I have an idea.
Is it cunning?
Might be.
Excellent.
We make for the bridge. It's made out of stone. We can't destroy it, at least not easily. But
Unless you have a lot of paper.
if they do catch us, we will make it to the bridge at least. It's only a few hours away, half a day's ride.
Indeed.
If they are going to catch us, it might be there if they're a few hours away now. It will give us a better position to try and defend, and fewer of us can stay behind to try and defend the bridge and hold it while the others escape. Plus, we can leave the carts on the bridge and set them ablaze, and then leave. And
That
if
would
they
agree.
do,
Yeah.
if they do catch us, it means the cavalry caught us, not the men on foot. The men on foot will not be traveling as quickly as our cart. They'll be just as slowed as we are. They'll have to send their cavalry forward first, and that we might be able to deal with, especially on a narrow bridge. It's our best course of action.
I agree, Sir Steve. We can make a stand at the bridge. It gives us a good chance to escape if we have to as well. We can block
leave.
the bridge to the best of our ability to help our retreat.
Set the carts on fire. If we have any hunting traps on us, leave them in the dirt at the other end of the bridge, off the road. Catch as many of them we can with that. Just slow them down. And if it comes to it, I will remain back at the bridge with any volunteers, and we will hold it for as long as we can.
To the bridge.
I'll hold it. I'll hold the bridge with you then.
What? Just fill me in, sorry.
You are the worst person to remain on the bridge, Ethelred.
Ethelred, why are they after you?
You have information that we cannot allow them to get. And with your abilities, they can torture you without worrying about death. And I believe you may have the willpower to withstand that. They also have dark magic. They have a witch amongst them. We have seen her summon demons into this world.
A witch?
He smiles when you say they summon demons, and he puts a hand on your shoulder.
My friend, demons are my speciality.
Ah, that's a good point. There's
Randall's a lot happier.
I'm gonna point back the way we came. Actually, there's a demon following us, which is going to be in the path if we retreat back that way.
Also, sorry, I don't want to.
And I'm gonna look at the elf. The elf has the mark, right?
We bring him. He's a suicide bomb.
I don't want to play copycat here. I just go around to the back of my wagon. Aaron, bring it up. Aaron, the chef, brings out the corpse of kind of like a demented looking. It looks very similar to the creatures that Randall and Casper were originally hunting. Mutilated, like dog baby thing.
Yeah.
We killed one of these in Everspire. Do you know what that's about?
My God, it's the abomination. I feared there might be more of them.
I think it's a baby one. I kicked it in the head a few times.
I'm going to inspect it. Is it the same size as the one I remember?
Smaller.
I think you got off lightly. It seems only a pup.
It's just.
But if there's one, there's more.
Yeah, I jumped on Aaron in the woods. I had to put my claw straight through it.
Perhaps Everspire does need our attention. But for now, I'm going to turn to Boars.
Right.
Boars! We make haste for the bridge.
Aye, we abandoning the carts?
No, we need them to block the bridge.
Hey, okay.
If they're a few hours
It's gonna
away,
take some time. It's gonna take some time to get them mounted up again, my lad.
do it as quickly as you can.
Everyone pitches in. This is a full team effort. We're going to have montage.
I'm gonna look at the elves. I'm gonna look at Captain Elrond. Could you spare two of your men? I'd like to send word to General Earbard.
I can send to him in. My fastest riders can go.
That way, at least, if we send word to him as to what's happened and where Theodore's army is, he might be able to respond. Or pull back at least to the pass. He might not want to stay where he is.
I will send warning that there is an army on their way. To be aware. Taylor, Nero, go.
Um, I will. We don't have any knights to send with him.
Nope. Tybros, you're staying.
I'm a knight.
I'll write like a quick message to give them to actually give to Earbird.
Oh, they've gone.
Brilliant.
We're going.
Nice.
We're going as well.
He looks at them leaving and then thinks, I mean, he did see them with us, so hopefully he believes them.
Right, we're going. This is all full motion. No more chatting. Carts are being turned back for being hitched on, and we're getting the F out of there.
Yeah, it is not a quick process
No.
to get because the carts were in a completely different area because obviously they were used to barricade this valley. It was not a quick process.
No.
And
Aaron, yes, get my dueling coat. I need a little bit of protection, I think. Darren comes back with just a cloth jacket. Much safer. As I button it up.
Anserva's gonna go over to Steve really quick.
I was about to go to you. That's interesting.
Oh, besties.
Seeing that you're also going to be out, he'll like let you speak first.
Hands gently touching.
It seems that Faith, the gods themselves, seem to have intervened on your behalf, Elf. There's no time to kill you now. And I do expect you to pay for your crimes, but now is not it. You're more used to us alive right now. And I am saying that with the full belief that because we know where your sister is, you won't betray us. Which I have to assume you won't, since the ulterior is Lady Elwyn, who took her in the first place.
How far away are you talking?
Depends on where he was.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, well, Anserva was close and like listening to everything, but also just it's not like the vibe of Tiberius, so has been sort of keeping some distance. Just listening in, which is why he hasn't been speaking up much.
Probably like just a little bit outside the camp then.
Yeah.
Tiberius was getting dressed in his dueling
Tiberius is
coat
getting
after
dressed.
all.
You won't learn about his babysitting days with Lady Elwyn.
What? What
That
is it you
comes
wanted?
later.
What is it you wanted to say to me?
Two-part, I guess. Pulls out like a small bit of parchment. Seems recently written on. I didn't know if it would be disrespectful of me to leave this by his grave. So I wanted to ask you first.
It's a piece of parchment, did you say? Or it's
Yeah, piece of parchment. Looks like you've written something on it.
What does it say?
He'll hand it over. Very much, much like he did for
That they had
much
already
like he did
forgotten.
for, much like he did for
Andre?
Andre.
Say
Yeah.
his name.
Much like he did for Andre, he's just written a small thing out.
He wasn't actually there for the Andre thing.
Oh, right.
He was out
Well,
scouting.
yeah, so he's it's just a short poem thing. Well, it's way longer than Andre's, unfortunately, but but it was, yeah, that's what's in it. I just post. Yeah.
I feel like for the viewers, someone should read this out.
Oh, it has to be Sir Steve.
Yeah, so
Oh,
Steve
for
needs to, or you could have like a overdub of the Squire reading it.
That'd be interesting. In the realm of shadows where darkness entwines, a tale of remorse, a mournful design. Tommy the Squire, with heart so pure, caught in the web spun, lost and unsure. Manipulation's whispers, a venomous deceit, led my hand astray, brought your fate to meet. In my blinded ignorance, I failed to see the puppeteer's strings ensnaring you and me. Tommy, dear friend, in this poem I confess the weight of my actions, the pain I possess. Your life was extinguished, a tragic demise. For that my heart weeps as guilt fills the skies. No plea for forgiveness shall dare escape my lips, for I know I'm unworthy, lost in my own slips. But this poem I pen with heavy heart's plea, to honor your memory forever, eternally. I offer my life, a sacrifice untold, in penance for the sins that I have sowed. May it serve as a testament to my remorse, a token of repentance, the righting of course. So here, Tommy, I lay my life at your feet, a broken soul shattered, in shadows I retreat. May your spirit find solace in realms beyond, as I bear the burden of my actions lifelong. In this sorrowful verse, the redemption I seek, but the guilt that consumes me is mine to keep. Tommy the Squire, in your honor I tread, a fallen elf, forever haunted by what I've read. Hmm. Hmm. It's quite well written, Tall.
Try to sneak a couple things in there. Yeah.
I noticed that. Yeah. Let's see. In shadows you retreat, eh? Planning to escape? Oh yeah. But okay. He reads it over. I have yet to be able to dig in. Actually, could that be what Sir Steve had been doing while everyone else was packing everything up, digging the grave?
Yeah, if that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah. Because otherwise he'd have to bring, just leave him there in the field, and it didn't seem right. Yeah. He'd have been just stood next to the grave, I guess, when Damien or River walked over. And he'll just put it down on top of the grave and cover it with dirt.
Oh.
Won't say anything else about it. There was a second thing that you wanted to say, wasn't there?
The second thing has been elongated. Thanks, Beta. Probably as this was happening, he just has like closes his eyes as if he's like having a headache for a moment. And sort of holds out his hand and looks at the mark, which seems to be fading. I saw something. I was going to ask you about this first, just points at his hand. But I saw something. I think Casper's fighting the demon.
If that mark has faded, then either Casper has won or Casper has fallen. No, he must have won. Yes, it only did.
Yeah,
No,
it's currently fading, so I think it's possible
He-
he's going to kill the demon soon, meaning the demon will probably end up just chasing him. I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Trust Casper to make a heroic play even at the end. As of late, he really started living up to his more honourable side, especially compared to when I first met him. I'll grant him that. If that is the case, he looks over at the forest where Casper would have went, where Boris said, like, Casper ran that way. That means the thing was not far behind us. If he didn't do that, it would have caught us as we got to the bridge.
All right.
And then he'll nod. The information is useful. Please just leave me while I say my prayers, and goodbye.
He'll silently nod and walk away.
Okay. And with you making final preparations to leave, which I will warn you, took longer than you hoped to get everything ready. You begin making your way towards the bridge, hoping to make it there before you are caught by the enemy.
Oh dear.
It'll be fine. It won't
And
be.
we will find out next session.
I'll be fine. I'm fast as fuck, boy. I got the mobile feed.
boy.
You're on your own.
You're only as fast as your slowest man.
See you later, boys.
I'm
Just
glad,
see balls sprinting at the back.
glad
Um,
we're all ready.
One last thing that Sir Steve would have done as we're leaving. He'd have taken Grond,
Oh,
made sure Grond was good, and ready for the road, and then he would have either let Ethelred ride Grond.
oh.
Steed worthy of a saint.
Big boy. Big boy. Well, I've got my nice jacket on. I'm ready for my fight.
Ugh, this guy.
The
God
word,
damn it.
his personality reminds me of another character I've seen called Tiberius.
He reminds me of every character that Ollie's ever played.
It's not Tiberius, it's Tiberius.
Yeah, no, but there's another
It's
character
just
called
every character
Tiberius.
reincarnated. Hello.
He seems
Oh, a
like a
loud,
tone.
obnoxious person.
Seems like a
Here we go
tone.
again.
It's just Ollie. Yeah.
It's Sterling Garvey 2.0
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
it's Sterling Jarvie reincarnated here. We've all seen
Toned
this act
down.
before. I tell you what,
I-
that's not the friend Randall needs right now.
It's the one Ruana has sent
Not
to
the
him.
friend randomly.
Ruana has sent him
not the
to
friend.
aid you.
He's not the hero you need, but is the
He
hero
might-
that you deserve.
I deserve someone better than that after
I-
losing Casper.
Yeah, I think we all deserve someone better than fucking this guy.
Look,
This guy.
Oh,
this guy has come to you asking for help, and this is how you treat him.
The freaking Baron from Blackadder.
You come to us when we're literally just at our lowest and darkest and expect us to be your friend. We are not in the mood for games, sir.
Yeah, I've extended the hand of friendship.
That was not the time.
I've only just met you, and I'm about to go make a last stand on a bridge with you.
Fair play to that, actually.
I have very little doubts he'll actually be there for the last stand.
Oh, my name's Sir Stephen Oakenwood. I've got full plate armour. My name is Tiberius Rain. I am in a lovely jacket.
Not wearing full plate actually. I've yet to get
I'm
that
an elf
full
on
plate.
0 hit points.
Mm.
I'm going to be a lot of help.
You wait. Tiberius he'll prove his worth. Or his mates will.
Better.
You got Aaron, he's going to cook some nice food with a little bit of an elven twist. Uriel, he's a soul singer. He can talk to the animals, sing to the animals, live with the animals.
I like how Randall just. I'm not impressed.
And then
I've
there's,
been trying that for years, it doesn't work.
then there's John Harris, local attorney. If you need.
Well, that's it, really, isn't it?
Yes. Well, tune in next week where we'll find out if John Harris's cease and desist works on Knight General Theodore.
I can tell you it won't.
Can we at least roll for it?
I actually kind of like the NPCs he brought with him more than I like him.
You've
Yeah.
not even spoken to him.
Yeah, I know.
That
But
is
I've heard
true.
him
It's
speak.
literally Randall met him was like, nah, we're okay, we don't need you.
The only interaction he's had is when you walked up to us having a war council meeting. You interrupted, added shit, and then we're like, well, I guess my legal attorney isn't useful here. Anyways,
What shit? I made good points. And that is a very persuasive legal case that John Harris has just made.
It's 27.
I'd like to see that stand up in court.
that legal case might make sense if we had a court nearby. But
John
sadly, we're in the
Harris
wilderness.
is saying that Knight General Theodore is both menacing and intimidating his client.
John Harris, attorney at law.
The issue with that is, technically, if Lady Elwyn's with them, she will be the highest power there, so she would be the court, and I feel like she's not ruling in her favour.
Yeah, and I can't really argue with her because she did babysit me when I was young.
What?
What?
You're not making me trust you anymore.
I won't lie, I don't trust him at all. But the thing is, we haven't discussed anything that the cult doesn't already know, so it's like, it doesn't matter.
Alright, anyway, catch us next week. Bye.